Mint Condition, the home of collected editions.
That cover's so awesome.
This is Mr. Chris Claremont, a legend.
Melanie goes,
Tired.
welcome everybody, I'm the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions. And it is our monthly budget meeting. Today we're going to be looking at books, collected editions, graphic novels, absolutes, omnis, epics, DC Finest, trades, manga, all these books that are coming out for the month of June of 2025. So let's go ahead and get started. And welcome back, everybody. Before going any further, a big thank you to our patrons for making videos like this possible. Could not be doing this without you all. And also, as a small reminder, the written documentation will be on our Patreon starting at $1 a month, and the link to our Patreon is in the description of the video. Big shout out to my buddy Dumb of X for helping me put all of this together. Could not be doing this without him, honestly. Getting the images and getting the information, and it's updated information. And something I always like to remind people is like, there are delays, and as a matter of fact, there were some delays already for Omnis that were supposed to come out in March, and then they moved into June, and now it looks like July or August. So it always happens, and it doesn't matter what publisher it is. There's just constant delays that happen, so keep that in mind. And keep in mind to smash that like button, please. That goes a long way for us here on the channel. Small thing you can do, but it does mean the world to us. We are going to be looking at 4 weeks. That's right. 4 weeks of collected editions. So the very first week we are going to be looking at is the week of June 4th. So as always, what I like to stress is that sometimes books come out on Tuesday, sometimes they come out on Wednesday. So without further ado, let's look at those Marvel books that are coming out the first week of June. Kicking off the month and the week with Alien Galaxy of Nightmares. This is a collection of Philip Kennedy Johnson's entire Alien books that he wrote. So you have Alien 1 through 12 from 2021, Alien 1 through 6 from 2022, and then Alien Annual 2022. This book right here retails for $44.99, and it has 456 pages. So honestly, it could be a modern epic Alien collection. Fantastic Four by Morrison and Lee, 1, 2, 3, 4. We are getting a new printing of this miniseries from 2001. All 4 issues collected in here. And then material from the Marvel Knight Double Shot, number 2. Of course, that cover by Jay Lee. And this one is $17.99 and 120 pages. A lot of people, you know, including myself, think that this is a really great jumping on point for the Fantastic Four. There are differences of opinions out there, though, so, you know, mileage may vary. But if you're a fan of Grant Morrison and Jay Lee, maybe check it out. Fantastic Four, Solve Everything. We are getting a really interesting Marvel Premiere collection because this is the Jonathan Hickman era. Del Eaglesham and also Steve Epting and Neil Edwards working on the artwork. This one here is collecting material from Fantastic Four 570 to 588. So I'm interested to see how the mapping works in this one. This is $14.99 like all the other Marvel Premiere collections and 344 pages. Iron Man Epic Collection 10 Rings to Rule the World. This one is collecting Iron Man 92 to 114, annual number 4, Marvel Premiere number 44. It has 480 pages and retails for $44.99. So we're looking at the George Tuska, Bill Mantlo, Keith Pollard era of Iron Man. And not the only Epic Collection, because we're also getting New X-Men Modern Era Epic Collection New Worlds, collecting issues 127 to 141 of Grant Morrison's era on New X-Men. By now you have Jean-Paul Leon, Igor Cordy, and Ethan Van Sciver, and Phil Jimenez on artwork here. I think Frank Quitely does 1 or 2 issues in here too. $39.99, 360 pages. Spider-Man, Legend of the Spider Clan is coming back to print. They're reprinting a lot of these older Scotty Young books, like they just did Human Torch last month. Spider-Man Legend of the Spider-Clan will collect the original miniseries 1 through 5 from 2002, and then Spider-Man Family featuring Spider-Clan from 2006. This is all by Carrie Andrews and, of course, Scotty Young, as I mentioned. I want to say this is his first work, if I'm not mistaken, at Marvel. And we are also getting Star Wars Battle of Jakku by Alex Segura, who's been killing it on Dick Tracy, by the way, and Leonard Kirk, who is no stranger to drawing any of these characters. So collecting Battle of Jakku, Insurgency Rising, The Republic Under Siege 4-issue miniseries, and then Battle of Jakku 1 through 4, The Last Stand. So all of these issues here, all 12 issues, will go for 296 pages, $34.99. From the world of DC Comics, we are getting a new printing of Cosmic Odyssey, a new printing of the deluxe edition. This is, of course, by Jim Starlin and also Mike Mignola. And this is $44.99, or I'm sorry, $39.99, 208 pages. And it has the entirety of the 4-issue miniseries. We are also getting a new DC Finest with Superman Kryptonite Nevermore. This is collecting issues of Action Comics 393 to 406, Superman 233 to 238, 240 to 246. So 576 pages, $39.99. And look at these names: Dennis O'Neil, Kurt Swan, Murphy Anderson, just legends. And Deceased, the DC Compact Edition. I love that this is getting a Compact Edition too. And this is 216 pages, $9.99 by Tom Taylor and Trevor Hairsine, and Stefano Guaidiano. Rain Beretto also getting the credit for that. And we are also getting the DC Pride box set coming out that same week. These are all hardcovers collecting the Love and Justice, the New Generation, and Better Together. $39.99 and 447 pages is what all of that adds up to. The DC versus Vampires World War One, or World War V, sorry, or 5 maybe, but I assume the V stands for vampires. Volume 1 is coming out. This is one that is in hardcover format, and it has 256 pages collecting DC vs. Vampires World War V 1 through 6. And it's the first 6 issues, so $34.99. And also, the Kanga U Tests and Tournaments is coming out that very same week. As well as a new printing of Superman, the Golden Age Omnibus, Volume 1, coming out that week. This is the 2025 edition. I want to say that this book has had a total of 3 printings, if I'm not mistaken. And I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is the 3rd printing of the book. And in here, you're going to find the very beginning of Superman, of course, in Action Comics. And this stuff has been just recently printed in DC Finest. So for the people that have been asking me, does it matter that DC is going to do a DC Finest book and a Omni? Like, does it matter that they're releasing this stuff, the material in DC Finest? Will we also get an Omni? I guess not, because it looks like we are getting an Omni. The first printing, I want to say, is all the way from 2013, and then there was a 2019 printing, so I want to say this is the 3rd printing. But in here is Action Comics 1 through 31, Superman 1 through 7, and New York's World's Fair Comics 1 and 2. So all of that collected in this book right here, and $125, 784 pages. The Spectre is also getting a return, and this is the Wrath of the Spectre Omni, one that, again, had been previously collected before, and now is coming back to print. I think you all voted for this one, so that's awesome. I really am curious how the paper stock is going to be used in this one, because the first printing there was a paper stock mistake, apparently. I thought it was on purpose until I talked to DC, but apparently it was a mistake. And I actually really like the paper stock they used for that first printing. So this is collecting Showcase 60 through 61 and 64, Brave and the Bold 72, 75, 116, 180, 199, The Spectre 1 through 10, Adventure Comics 431 to 440, DC Comics Presents 29, and Ghosts 97 through 99, and also the More Fun Comics 42. So this particular book has 680 pages, retails for $99.99. From the world of Image Comics, we are getting Deviant Volume 2. This is by James Tynion IV and Joshua Hickson, collecting the Deviant 5 through 9, $16.99. And also getting the Geiger trade paperback volume 3 coming out that very same week, continuing Jeff Johns and also, of course, Gary Frank's run on the book. Now, this will collect Geiger 7 through 9 and Geiger Ground Zero 1 and 2, $16.99. So you do have artwork in here from Paul Pelletier. And G.I. Joe Volume 1, The Cobra Strikes. So there are two covers for this one. There is your standard cover, and then there's also the direct market cover. Both of the covers are available the same day. Spawn Origins hardcover is coming out with a volume 16, collecting issues 189 to 200 of this book. So I'm glad they brought the series back. I know people have been asking, where are the reprints? I don't know. I'm hoping that they do reprints of this particular format. Dark Horse Comics! We are getting The Oddly Pedestrian Life of Christopher Chaos, Volume 2. James Tynion, Tate Brumble, Isaac Goodhart, and this is collecting issues 9 through 15 of the series, as well as the Halloween special one-shot, 256 pages, $24.99. Seance in the Asylum, and I got all kinds of like Tyler Crook vibes and like Mignola vibes when I saw the cover, but this is by Clay McLeod Chapman and Leonard Marcelo Grassi. This is collecting the Seance in the Asylum 1 through 4, 96 pages, $19.99. Chrononauts, the Library Edition, is coming out by Mark Miller and Sean Gordon Murphy, collecting Chrononauts Volumes 1 and Volume 2 of the series that was previously published by Image Comics, 264 pages, $49.99. We are getting from Boom Studios the Avant-Garde's Complete Collection. So this is by Carly Ustin and Noah Hayes, and it is collecting the Avant-Gardes 1 through 8 and Avant-Gardes Down to the Wire. 296 pages, $19.99. It is a trade paperback. Power Rangers Prime Volume 1 is coming out, collecting Prime 1 through 4, 112 pages, $18.99. Melissa Flores and Michael Yeague are the creators behind this. And then Sir, and it's S.I.R. Or is that period? Yeah, it was an IT for so many years. But anyway, and this is by Fellhound, artist and writer on the book, 144 pages, $16.99. From the world of IDW, this is such a good, I love the first book. You Wish Book 2 is coming out, Wishborn. This is by Jeff Victor, and it was such an adorable book. I really enjoyed the first one. It is an all ages type of book. This time around is a story about Avery. 160 pages, $14.99. My Little Pony, back to school, and this is when they are humans. And what happened to the little dragon? What's Scout? What's the little dragon's name? Sprout's a little guy from Ho Ho Ho, Green Giant. What's the little guy? Sprout. It was a Spike. It's been years since we've read those. Always brings back memories of Lydia reading those. Ted Anderson, Christina Rice, Tony Kusitso are some of the creators behind this. 88 pages, $8.99. From the world of Dynamite, The Last of the Gladiators is scheduled to come out this week, and that is a hardcover. And James M. LaRosa and Jonathan Vankin are two of the creators that are attached to this project, $24.99. And also, Vampirella Archives Volume 2. The Volume 1 actually shipped. There's been all kinds of just... distribution is a bit of a mess, especially during this transition period where you're going from one distributor to another exclusive distributor, and it's just been a mess. So Volume 2 is scheduled to ship out this particular week, so we will see. From the world of manga, we're getting the Bugle Call Song of War coming out that week, and that is being published by the folks at Viz. This is a Volume 1 by Mozuko Sora and Higoro Tomori, and $11.99. Chainsaw Man continuing strong with a volume 18. And Cosmos Volume 1 is coming out that very same week. And that is being published by the folks at Viz. Desperate March for Love is also coming out from the folks at Yen Press. This looks to be an original one-shot, so no future volumes after that. Hira Yasumi Volume 5 is coming out that week, and I really, really like that cover. I really like the artwork. I don't know what this is about. Could it be a slice of life? Sure. This is by Keigo Shinzo, sorry. So, yeah, I don't know what this is about, but definitely one that just the cover, I'm like, oh, that looks like it's up my alley. And Hunter 3-in-1. I always want to read that X, but let me tell you, ever since these books originally came out in America, these are the 3-in-1s, by the way. Don't miss out on them this time around. By Yoshihiro Togashi. This will collect volumes 4, 5, and 6. It's everybody that was reading the series like, it's not Hunter X Hunter. It's Hunter Hunter. And I was like, all right, man, calm down. I don't know. Do they pronounce the X in Japan? Or not? It's not on me. I wasn't taking Japanese back then. Actually, I did. I did have 2 courses in Japanese. So it might have been on me. Maybe I should have asked the teacher. Anyway, coming out that week. Imitation Play is also coming out that very same week, as well as the Initial D Omnibus Volume 6. Again, these Omnis are in a softcover format. So I know people get excited when they see that word. In the Name of the Mermaid Princess, Volume 6 is coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks at Viz. I really like that title. Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 26. When am I going to get my box set so I can start reading this? It looks awesome, and all the cool kids are talking about it. Kaiju number 8, Volume 13. I, for some reason, thought that was over, but I was wrong. And we are also getting Kill Blue Volume 1. And that is by Taratoshi Fujimaki. And $11.99, published by Viz, as well as the Kill the Villainous Volume 2 coming out that week from the folks at Easy Press, and Murderous Llewellyn's Candlelight Dinner Volume 1 coming out, and that is being published by the folks at Easy Press. And My Hero Academia, my gosh, they're on Volume 41. I think the second box set comes out this year of My Hero. On and Off Work-Life Imbalance Volume 1 is coming out that very same week. Definitely don't recommend it, man. Don't crap where you eat. What do you think you're doing? One Piece 3-in-1 Volume 35 is coming out that same week. And that is collecting volumes 103, 104, and 105. Of course, the paper stock is not as good as the Tonkabons, but still, I mean, it's a cheaper way to get these. Ragnarok System, Desperate Demon Lord, and 7 Maidens Volume 1. That's just such a fun title to say. How could I not say it? And that cover. Yen Press and Roar, A Star in Abyss Volume 1 is coming out that same week, as well as the 13th Footprint Volume 1 coming out that week. I kind of dig that too. I like that title. That is being published by the folks at Yen Press. And Whales of the Bound Return coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks at Tokyo Pop. Search and Destroy Volume 2 is coming out that very same week, as well as an Indigo trade paperback is coming out as well. From other publishers, we are getting the ACG Collected Works Adventure into the Unknown softie coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks at PS Art Books. And $32.99. It is a soft cover, hence the title. Softie. Adam Eterno Grundegrim is coming out that same week. As well as The Babysitter's Little Sister, Volume 11, Karen's Ghost. And that's the Babysitter's Club, by the way. Boyfriends, Volume 4 is coming out that same week. And that is being published by Webtoon Unscrolled. And Castle Swimmer Volume 2 is coming out that week from the folks at 10 Speed Press. Classic Illustrated is coming out with Moonstone. It is a restock of this book. It's a trade paperback, as well as a Classic Illustrated Pathfinder restock coming out that same week, and Classic Illustrated Uncle Tom's Cabin coming out the same week. Commando presents Braddock Bomber Command Volume 1 coming out that first week of June. This is being published by the folks at DC Thompson. And Commando presents Cadman Fighting Coward coming out that same week. Cthulhu is Hard to Spell coming out that week from the folks over at Laguna Studios, and it is hard to spell. Cypress Hill Black Sunday 30 is coming out that very same week, and that is a trade paperback published by Z2 Comics, $24.99. Dan in Green Gables is coming out that week. Wait, that's not Anne. Who the heck is Dan? This is by Ray Tercerio and Claudia Aguirre. $17.99, published by Penguin Workshop. And Doctor Who Magazine Special, Into the Vortex, coming out that week. Game Masters, the comic book history of role-playing games. So that is a really cool concept. I like the fact that this is coming out. And this is... yeah, it is due out the first week. Apparently it was supposed to come out a couple of weeks ago. A couple of months ago. Garfield Bacon Me Drool softcover is coming out that same week. And that is being published by the folks at Random House Publishing. And we are also getting the Gotchaman, the Solo Adventures trade paperback volume 1 from the folks at Mad Cave Studios. They are really killing it with these IPs too. Like between them and Dynamite, they are putting out all these awesome IP books of stories I used to read about or watch on television, and now I can read about them. Gasians is coming out in a graphic novel format that same week. Go Figure, figurative social surrealist paintings coming out in a hardcover format from the folks at Fantagraphics. And we are also getting the Golden Age Classics Black Condor and Ray. Now this is a hardcover and it is a volume 2. And the Golden Age Classics Prize Comics Black Owl hardcover volume 1 coming out that very same week. Hedrick, Night of the Mummers Collector's Edition is coming out, or the collected edition hardcover is coming out from Scratch Comics. This is by Lawrence Allison and David Hitchcock, $32.99. And we're also getting the Hour of the Wolf coming out in a trade paperback edition. And In the End, We All die. And that is being published by Helvetic. And this is, it was a book that was originally published by Tobias Oshbacher, but it is being translated by Andrew Shields. $24.99, and it is a book about mortality. Well, with a title like that, I kind of figured. Jeff Smith's Little Mouse Saves the Day is coming out that same week. And this is a landscape book that is being published by Toon Books. It is a hardcover for $13.99. And of course, Jeff Smith is the gentleman that did Bone. Last Breeds is coming out in a hardcover format, and that is being published by the folks at Gungnir Entertainment. That's such a freaking cool name. And we are also getting Let's Play Volume 2 coming out that same week. as well as Long Cold Winter trade paperback coming out that week. And we're also getting the Loud House, Loudest and Proudest hardcover. And the Miraculous Ladybug Chibi, so small, Volume 2, Curiosity Kick the Cat and Other Stories. Murder Kingdom is coming out in a trade paperback format. And we're also getting the Nancy Wears Hats coming out in a graphic novel. Nemesis the Warlock, the Definitive Edition, Volume 3. Now, the hardcover is a Diamond exclusive. And the PS Art Books Police Comics Softie is coming out. So another softcover, and this is a Volume 1. Roxy Romance Reborn is coming out that same week, and that is being published by the folks at Rebellion 2000 AD, $19.99. Saturday Wars Volume 1. This is an interesting book. This is the Manga Wars, or the Manga Multiverse crossover by Frederick Jones. In Saturday Wars, Saturday morning, heroes unite in an epic story that changes everything in the diverse manga multiverse. Frederick L. Jones and artwork by Eddie Free. And Shakara, the complete collection from the folks at 2000 AD. Rebellion 2000 AD, $39.99. And this is by Robbie Morrison and Henry Flint. And we are also getting Skin and Bone coming out in a trade paperback format. And that is being published by the folks at White Heart Comics. String is also coming out in a trade paperback format. And if you're interested in purchasing any of these books that I've talked about so far, and you live in Canada, check out our first sponsor. BD Cosmos, the Canadian leader in graphic novels. They have a physical storefront in Montreal, Quebec, and their website, bdcosmos.com, offers 25% off your order of over $99 or more, and free shipping everywhere in Canada for every order of $250 or more.
Their shipping care is exceptional. Your books will stay cozy through the rough Canadian weather and arrive to you in near mint condition.
After checkout, let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way, and you'll be added to the monthly $25 gift card raffle. Entries are valid for new and returning customers.
Don't be afraid to call or email them. Ask them questions. Their staff is always happy to help guide you towards the right purchase. Visit their website, bdcosmos.com, for more. BD Cosmos, with rewards and raffles taking care of customers in Canada. Eh?
The week of June 10th or 11th from Marvel Comics, we kick it off with Annihilation, the Modern Era Epic Collection. Volume 1, Annihilation Day. Collecting Drax the Destroyer 1 through 4, Annihilation Prologue, that's the actual book that kicks it off. Annihilation Nova 1 through 4, Annihilation Silver Surfer 1 through 4, Annihilation Super Scroll 1 through 4. This book has 472 pages and retails for $44.99. Marvel Masterworks Daredevil Volume 19 is coming out, collecting Daredevil 204 to 214 and Marvel Fanfare number 15. So we are looking at the Dennis O'Neil and David Mazzucchelli era, 296 pages, $75. Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider Volume 2 Unraveled is coming out by Stephanie Phillips and Paolo Villanelli. And this is collecting Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider 6 through 10. 112 pages, $15.99. Storm, Volume 1, Earth's Mightiest Mutant. This is the book that everybody has been praising. Like, all my viewers, like, oh my gosh, have you read that, Omar? Not yet, but I can't wait. Collecting Storm 1 through 5 by Murewa Ayodele and Lucas Werneck. Oh, I do like Lucas Werneck's artwork a lot, but I'm not familiar with what Murewa Ayodele has written. 128 pages, $17.99. Strange Academy Omnibus. And both covers available the same day. Collecting Strange Academy 1 through 18 and Strange Academy Finals 1 through 6. 592 pages, $100. The Fantastic Four Omnibus Volume 6 is coming out. Collecting the Fantastic Four 164 to 203. Annuals 11 through 13. Marvel 2 and 1, number 20. Annual number 1. And What If 1, 6, and 11. The book has 1,072 pages and retails for $125. So this is the Roy Thomas, the Marv Wolfman, Len Wein, George Perez, Big John Buscema, Sal Buscema, and Keith Pollard era of the Fantastic Four. And Ultraman and the Avengers, collecting Ultraman and the Avengers 1 through 4 by Kyle Higgins and Matt Groom. Francisco Mana doing the artwork, so it's continuing that Ultraman series that Marvel has been putting, but this time around, it's Ultraman meeting the Avengers. 112 pages, $15.99. From the world of DC Comics, we are getting the Batman and Scooby-Doo Mysteries Volume 6 coming out that day. And we are also getting the DC Universe by Steve Ditko Omnibus. This is a big book. This is collecting Detective Comics 483 to 485, Legends of the DC Universe 80, Page Giant number 1, Tales of the New Gods 1, House of Secrets 139 and 148, World's Finest 249 to 255, Adventure Comics 467 to 478, Showcase 73 and 75, Superman 400, House of Mystery 238, 247, 254, 258, 276, the first issue special number 7, Beware the Creeper 1 through 6. Oh man, that's awesome that's collected in here. The Canceled Comics Cavalcade 1 and 2, Strange Adventures 188 to 189, Legion of Superheroes 267, 268, 272, 274, 276, 281, Shane the Changing Man, another one, 1 through 8, Plop 16, Weird War Tales 46, 49, 95, 99, 104 to 106, Secret of Haunted House 9, 12, 41, 45. Of course, this is all material from, right? Some of these are anthologies. The Unexpected 189 to 21, Ghosts 77 and 111, Mystery in Space 111, 114 and 116, Time Warp 1 through 4, Stalker 1 through 4, Amazing World of DC Comics 13, The Outsiders 13, Hawk and Dove 1 and 2, Man Bat 1, and Behind the Scenes Extras. 1,264 pages, $125 for all you Ditko fans. I love the Creeper showing up there. DC Finest, Catwoman, Vengeance and Vindication. Collecting Catwoman 0, 13 through 32, and Annuals 2 and 3. The book has 624 pages, $39.99. Looney Tunes Catch That Wascally Webbit. And this is 144 pages for $14.99. The Nice House by the Sea, which is a follow-up to The Nice House on the Lake, is by James Tynion IV and Alvaro Martinez Bueno, $19.99. And collecting issues 1 through 6, 208 pages. Red Lanterns, the new 52 Omnibus, coming out that same week. We are getting Red Lanterns 0 through 27, 29 through 40, Stormwatch number 9, don't worry, Green Lantern, Red Lanterns 28 was a flip book, so it's also in here. Supergirl 31, Green Lantern Annual number 2, Red Lanterns number 1, and Red Lanterns Futures End number 1. This book has 1,456 pages and retails for $125. That's a chunker. Superman Year 1 is coming out in a trade paperback format. Has this not been available in trade? It will be the magazine trim size, I assume, by Frank Miller and John Romita Jr., collecting all 3 issues in one big collection. It is part of the Black Label line. 216 pages, $19.99. From the world of Image Comics, we are getting Codename G.I. Joe, the Deluxe Edition, Book 1 hardcover, collecting Duke 1 through 5 and Cobra Commander 1 through 5. This is by Joshua Williamson and Tom Riley, Andre Milana. The book has 256 pages and retails for $49.99. We are also getting the Spawn Origins Deluxe Edition hardcover. This is the slipcase edition. It was supposed to come out in May, but it got delayed. And of course, there's also a signature edition. So there's one that is actually signed too and numbered. From Dark Horse Comics, we're getting Dimwood coming out. And that is by Richard Corbin, $39.99, 136 pages. Definitely for mature readers, and it is a trippy ride. Survival Street Volume 2, The Radical Left is coming out. This is what happens if the Muppets come alive and they get all violent. It's very, very satirical. I've reviewed the first one a couple of years ago, but this is Survival Street Series 2, 1 through 4, 112 pages, $19.99. From the world of Boom Studios, Black Badge is coming out in a complete collection. It is a trade paperback. It has been collected in a hardcover before. This is by Matt Kent and Tyler Jenkins. 296 pages, $19.99, collecting all 12 issues of Black Badge. We are also getting It Rhymes with Takei from George Takei, Stephen Scott, Justin Eisinger, and Harmony Becker. It is a hardcover for $29.99, 336 pages. And that is, of course, George Takei. Oh my. From Titan Comics, Blade Runner 2039, trade paperbacks volumes 1 through 3. This is the slipcase edition that we are getting that week. As well as the Conan the Barbarian, the original comics omnibus volume 5. This will have 2 covers on it. This will have the stuff that was originally published by Marvel Comics. And of course, Marvel has released it a few years back, but this is the new printing by Titan Comics. And this has 1,008 pages and retails for $150. And it collects issues of Conan the Barbarian 116 to 149, Annual 6 and 9, and Conan of the Isles. We are also getting from the world of Titan Comics, Dead Space Volume 2, Salvage, is coming out. And that is by Anthony Johnston and Christopher Shy, $17.99. And also the Downloads hardcover. It's an original graphic novel, but coming out in a hardcover format. From the world of manga, we are getting Blade and Bastard Volume 4. And that is being published by the folks at GNCJ Novel Club. Dead Rock Volume 2 is coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks at Kodansha Comics. The Fable Omnibus Volume 8 is coming out that week. And that is being published by Kodansha as well. And that one is $22.99, collecting volumes 15 and 16. And again, it's an Omni, but it's a trade paperback. This is by Katsuhisa Minami. And also that week from the world of manga. By the way, I don't go over every book that they're releasing because there's so much. Girl Crush Volume 1 is coming out from Viz Media. And Isaac Omnibus is coming out that very same week. And that is being published by the folks at Kodansha. That is the Volume 1. The Komi Can't Communicate. Man, that is still going. That's awesome. Volume 34 is coming out from the folks at Viz. $11.99. Otaku Love Connection Volume 2 is coming out. And that word otaku, man, that's old school. I remember the Otaku no video that taught me what it even was. Back then, we didn't even know what the heck that word meant. By Square Enix. And Parallel Paradise Volume 2 is coming out that same week. Or, I'm sorry, Volume 22. That is being published by Koship. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Volume 2 is coming out that week. And that's being published by Viz. We are also getting the 7 Deadly Sins manga box set, Volume 6. And that is the last one. That's the last one to wrap up the 7 Deadly Sins. So, glad that they're coming out with that. I was a little worried that one kept getting delayed and delayed. But nope, it is finally coming out. From other publishers, we are getting the Cornelius, The Merry Life of a Wretched Dog, coming out in a hardcover format. And also Cosmic Girl coming out, Volume 1 from Black Sand Entertainment. Deeply Dave is also coming out that same week, and that's being published by Henry Holt. And Dogmatics and the Indomitables hardcover, Volume 3, Ruffin and Rollin in Lutetia. Exit City is coming out in a trade paperback format, as well as the Frog Daddy coming out in a hardcover format. And that is being published by the folks at Little Brown Inc. We are getting the Hexiles trade paperback coming out that very same week. And also Hopeless Maine. This is a hardcover book 3, Sinners, coming out that week. Jackson Wilder's Adventures, hardcover volume 2, Dentistry and Dreams, is coming out that week. And we're also getting Love Misha coming out that week. Marjorie Finnegan, Temporal Criminal, Deluxe Edition Trade Paperback Volume 1 coming out that week. And also getting the Monsterwood Omnibus, All Become One, coming out that week. And we're also getting the New Adventures of Encanto hardcover, Time to Shine. Now, this is the Spanish edition. Phineas and Ferb Classics Comics Collection, Volume 4 is coming out in a hardcover format. And the Prairie Gods is coming out. That one is a trade paperback. We're also getting the Quincredible, the Catalyst Compendium coming out that week. And that is a trade paperback. You know, most of these, this is being released by Oni Press, by the way. Ronnie Barnes and Selena Espiritu, $29.99. Most of these compendiums are in softcover. There's rare cases where like IDW publishes them in like an Omni format. Sickness is also coming out that week, and that is a trade paperback format. Thistlebone hardcover book 3, The Dual Tree, is coming out that same week, and that is being published by Rebellion 2000 AD. Young Nomads is coming out that week, and that is a volume 1, and being published by the folks at Battle Quest Comics, as well as the Zagor Northwest Passage Signature Edition coming out that very same week. Andrews McNeil is publishing Latina Superheroes, Volume 1, Jalisco and Santa. This is $14.99, and it is a trade paperback. And also getting the Mighty Bite Volume 3, Hot Rocket Ruckus from the folks at Abrams Fanfare. This is by Nathan Hell, $15.99. And if you're interested in purchasing any of these books I talked about and you live in the EU, check out our sponsor.
If you're in Europe and you're interested in buying these books, definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices, flat shipping rate of €12 for all EU countries, emails answered within 24 hours, waltzcomicshop.com, and you can use the code Near Mint Condition at checkout and get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order over €40. That's Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ding!
June 17th or 18th, from Marvel Comics, we're getting Dazzler World Tour. This is collecting Dazzler 1 through 4 and Concert of Champions number 1. 136 pages, $17.99. This is by Jason Liu and Rafael Loureiro. And the cover there is by Terry Dodson. 136 pages, $17.99. Fantastic Four, Doom, $20.99. Omnibus, yes. Collecting Doom, $20.99, 1 through 44. Fantastic Four, $20.99, 1 through 8. Fantastic Four, 413. Material from 2099 Unlimited, 5 through 8. And 2099 World of Doom, number 1. 1,448 pages. $150. Will that make it in my top 10 most recommended buys or reads for June? Absolutely, yes, and that video will come out on Sunday. Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale's Spider-Man, collecting Spider-Man Blue 1 through 6, now in a trade paperback format, 168 pages, $19.99. The Marvel Masterworks, we are getting the remaster work of the Silver Surfer, both covers available the same day, collecting the Silver Surfer 1 through 6, and then material from Fantastic Four Annual 5 and Nob Brand Ek 13, 312 pages, $75. Moon Knight, The Fist of Khonshu, Volume 1, Leave Home, is coming out. Collecting Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu 0 through 5. 144 pages, $19.99. This is the Jed MacKay, Alessandro Cappuccio. This is the era that is the third series of Moon Knight. So it's MacKay's Moon Knight, Vengeance of Moon Knight, and now it's Fist of Khonshu. But all of it one continuing story. Ultimate Fantastic Four collection. This is the Epic Collection, Volume 1, The Fantastic. So this is collecting Ultimate Fantastic Four 1 through 18, 464 pages, $44.99. Wolverine Omnibus Volume 6. Collecting Wolverine 102 to 118, the -1 issue, the half issue, 102.5. It sounds like a radio station. Wolverine annuals 96 and 97. So those are years 1996 and 1997. Logan Shadow Society #1. It's the black and white story. The Venom Tooth and Claw 1 through 3 miniseries. The Maverick one shot. That's something we need collected with that beautiful Jim Chung artwork from the 90s. Wolverine Doombringer #1. Kitty Pryde Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. 1 through 3. I love that that's collected in here. Larry Hama, of course, wrote that before the Fantastic Four. Ben Grimm and Logan 1 through 3, and Wolverine Days of Future Past 1 through 3. For the people asking, where is that collected now that we no longer need that Days of Future Present hardcover? And also the Wolverine Encyclopedia 1 and 2, material from Marvel Shadows and Light #1. The book has 1,152 pages, both covers available the same day, $125. X-Men Age of Apocalypse Volume 2, Reign is coming out. Collecting Astonishing X-Men 2 through 3, Amazing X-Men 2 through 3, Gambit and the Externals #2, Generation Next #2, Weapon X #2, Excalibur #2 and 3, Factor X 2 and 3, X-Men 2 and 3, and X-Universe #1. Material from X-Men Year of the Mutants Collector's Preview. So this is 408 pages, $44.99, a price that didn't make it into an Epic collection. X-Men Raid on Grey Malkin is coming out, collecting Adjectiveless X-Men 8 through 8. Or 8 through 10, and Uncanny X-Men 7 through 8. This is 112 pages, $15.99, and it is the first crossover from the new era of X-Men, which is from the Ashes. From the world of DC Comics, we are getting The Authority Book 2 in a 2025 edition. This is collecting the rest of the era by Mark Miller and Frank Quitely, but there's also Paul Jenkins in here and Joe Casey, and of course Warren Ellis. To 504 pages, $24 or $34.99. Batwoman, not Catwoman, Elegy, and that is a DC Compacts edition. So this is collecting Detective Comics 854 to 860, 240 pages, $9.99. Let me tell you something. If you've never read that, I don't know if that will make it in my top 10 or not. Go and read it. It is freaking amazing. Birds of Prey, especially that first volume. Volume 3, Bird Undercover. Kelly Thompson and Leonardo Romero continuing this series. $17.99, 144 pages. And also DC Finest Metamorpho, The Element Man, coming out. This collects Justice League of America 42, Brave and the Bold 57 through 58, 66, 68, 88, 101, and Metamorpho 1 through 17. 592 pages, $39.99. Milestone Compendium 4. This is collecting the Blood Syndicate 28 through 32, Hardware 29 through 38, Icon 28 through 37, Static 26 through 31, which now also is coming out in a DC Finest edition, Zombie 12 through 21, Shadow Cabinet 14 through 17, My Name is Holocaust 1 through 5, The Long Hot Summer 1 through 3, 1,304 pages, $59.99. Superman Adventures Compendium 1. Very, very much looking forward to this one. I've only read a handful of these. This is Superman Adventures 1 through 29, Superman Adventures Annual #1, Batman and Superman Adventures World's Finest #1, Superman Adventures Special, Superman Lobo Mystery in Space, 928 pages, $59.99. From the world of Image Comics, we are getting the Complete Witchblade Volume 4 coming out that week. And that is collecting 56 through 85 of this era. And there's also a trade paperback edition coming out that very same week of Witchblade. Criminal Volume 7, Wrong Time, Wrong Place. This is the new printing of the Ed Brubaker and, of course, Sean Phillips masterpiece. And we are also getting the Free Agents Volume 1 coming out that week. And I'm sorry, I thought it was another G.I. Joe, but it is. It is G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, Volume 3 coming out that week. And this is going to have two covers. You're going to have the standard edition cover and then the direct market cover, too. Both available the same day, collecting Real American Hero 311 to 315. Man, that series is still going. Love it. Hack Slash Body Bags trade paperback is coming out that very same week. And we are also getting the Letter 44 compendium. This was published before, but I want to say Oni Press was publishing, but they did 3 of those big hardcover editions. And this one here will collect all of the Letter 44 series in one big compendium. So if you haven't had a chance to read it, there it is in a big compendium. And Seasons Trade Paperback Volume 1 is coming out that very same week. And that is by Rick Remender and Paul Azaqueta. Matthias Lopez. This is a trade paperback, $12.99. And from the world of Dark Horse Comics, we're getting Brawlhalla Tells Nyx coming out this week. And this is 112 pages, $19.99. Where Monsters Lie, Volume 2, Cul-de-sac. And my wife is loving this series. This is collecting the Where Monsters Lie, Cul-de-sac 1 through 4. 104 pages, $19.99 by Kyle Starks and Peter Kowalski. And Avatar, The Last Airbender, The Lost Adventures, and Team Avatar Tales Omnibus. And this one is 312 pages, $29.99. Boom Studios is giving us Garfield Full Course Volume 6, 288 pages, $18.99. From the world of Dynamite, this is when the Powerpuff Girls hardcover, Volume 1, The Day Is Saved, is coming out. And from the world of manga, we are getting 100 Girlfriends Who Really Love You. All 100 of them. Volume 14, Codename Sailor V. This is the Takeuchi collection. Volume 1 coming out that week. And this is, of course, the prototype for what would become Sailor Moon. And also Volume 2 coming out that very same week. Dogs Red, Volume 2 is coming out that same week. And we are also getting the Fool Night, Volume 5 coming out that week. As well as the Heart Gear, Volume 5. And we are getting the My Death Flag Show No Sign of Ending. Now, this is a Volume 1 coming out that very same week. A lot of manga coming out in this third week of June. Sorry, lost where I was. Nakamura-san Uninvited Gyaru Volume 3 is coming out that same week. And we are also getting the Radio Storm. This is a Volume 1 coming out that week. And the Shout Loud My Heart is coming out that week. And also the Complete Yuri collection is coming out that very same week. And we are also getting the Spawn manga trade paperback. So it is a trade paperback edition. And that is The Shadows of Spawn coming out that week. And Spice and Wolf, the collector's edition, Volume 1 is coming out that week. And wrapping up this story right here is Trigun Maximum, the deluxe edition, Volume 5, coming out that week. Twilight Out of Focus box set is coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks at Vertical Comics. This one is $54.95. And we are also getting the Cats with Jobs Volume 1 coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks at Seven Seas Entertainment. And how could you not love that, right? Like, that. Look at that cover. That's adorable, man. Woo! That's a cute little manga. I mean, it's got to be, right? God Tier Volume 1 is coming out that week. And You Like Me, Not My Daughter, Volume 6 is coming out that very same week. From other publishers, we are getting the Off Mao Volume 1, Searching for Home, coming out that week, as well as the Atlas Comics Library Volume 6, Shiver As You Read. And that is being published by the folks at Fantagraphics. We are getting the Black Cohosh, and that is a original graphic novel being published by Drawn and Quarterly, as well as the Bluey at the Beach coloring book. Caravaggio, Volume 2, The Palette and the Sword is coming out that week. Cosmo Park is coming out in a trade paperback format, and that's being published by Flying Eye Books. We are also getting the Curb Angels Pound for Pound coming out that week, and that's at Bay Press that is publishing that particular title. Devil's Grin Book 1 is coming out that third week of the month. And we're also getting the Disney Fairies 4-in-1 hardcover volume 4 coming out that week. I didn't know they were collecting these type of books in that format, as well as Goobers coming out in a trade paperback format, and that is also a volume 1. Haunting of Jilly Johnson is coming out that very same week, and that's being published by the folks at Rebellion 2000 AD, and that cover is awesome. That's by Raphael Buzom Clow, $17.99. I love these books that are coming out that are probably reprints of just books I haven't read. John Sable Freelance Masterstroke Omnibus Edition Volume 2. If you're a fan of Mike Grail, definitely recommend these. These are amazing, and try to pre-order them when you can. Kill Them All is coming out in a hardcover format, and that's being published by the folks at Oni Press. This is by Kyle Starks. And I talked about this book, actually, in my Hidden Gems. It's a lot of fun, especially if you like 80s and 90s action flicks. Kick Turn is coming out, and that is being published by the folks at KNOPF Books for young readers. This is a hardcover format. And King Arthur and the Knights of Justice Volume 2, Morgana's Revenge, is coming out that same week. And Lost Sunday is coming out in a hardcover format and a trade paperback format, and that's being published by Oni Press. And we're also getting the Meadow Hurlant, yes, Volume 1, Old Dreams, Young Visions. And that is coming out from the folks at Humanoids. That's been a long time coming, and one that I'm super excited about. Mighty Marvel Team Up, graphic novel Iron Man and Something Strange is coming out that week. And that one there is being published by the folks at Abrams Fanfare. So they have the rights to publish Marvel original graphic novels. That's how they're doing that. The Missing on the Moon is coming out that very same week. And we are also getting the Nightmare Before Christmas, Long Live the Pumpkin Queen, coming out in a hardcover format. Love that cover. Nostalgia is coming out in a hardcover format. Or no, I'm sorry, this is a trade paperback. Pacheco and the Witch of the Mountain, Volume 1, is coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks at Andrews McNeil. We're also getting the Parliament of Rooks trade paperback by Ablaze Publishing. This is by Abigail Jill Harden and Richard Starkings. It's a hell of a team up there. World of Andog Ajamat, Mystery of the Talisman is coming out that week. And we are also getting the Yelp Yeti Chaos in Kathmandu trade paperback coming out that very same week. And Grumpy Monkey Skull Stinks coming out in a trade paperback format. Let's do it. The last week of the month. From Marvel Comics, we are getting Blood Hunters Mean Streets. And what exactly is this? This is collecting Blood Hunters, the 2024 B-side 1 through 5. So this is written by Erica Schultz and Robert Gill and featuring the characters of Elsa. Okay, now I know these characters. Elsa Bloodstone and, of course, Miles Morales and Dagger there and White Widow. So these are the characters right here that are teaming up against the Coven. And this book has 120 pages and retails for $17.99. Chasm Curse of Cain is coming out by Steve Fox and Andre Brocardo. This is collecting Chasm Curse of Cain 1 through 4 and Web of Spider-Man number 1. 120 pages, $17.99. Iron Man Volume 1, The Stark-Roxxon War, is coming out, collecting the 2024 Iron Man series. Issues 1 through 5, and 120 pages, $17.99. Marvel Masterworks, The Fantastic Four Volume 27 is coming out, collecting the Fantastic Four 286 to 296, and Marvel Fanfare 37. This book has 392 pages and retails for $75. Marvel 2-in-1 is finally coming out, collecting Marvel Feature 11 through 12, Marvel 2-in-1 1 through 20, 22 through 36, Annual Number 1, Marvel Team Up 47, and the Fantastic Four Annual 11. This book has 888 pages and retails for $100. Silver Surfer Epic Collection Into the Outer Void is coming out, collecting Silver Surfer 111 to 122, Silver Surfer Dangerous Artifacts, Silver Surfer Ashcan number 1, Spider-Man Team Up number 2, and then material from X-Men Unlimited number 13 and Marvel Holiday Special 1996. 448 pages and $44.99. So in here you have Ron Mars, George Perez, Tom Greinberg, and Scott Eaton, just to name a few of the creators behind this book. Wolverine Revenge is coming out by Jonathan Hickman and Greg Capullo. This is collecting Wolverine Revenge 1 through 5, and it is rated parental advisory. I don't know if it's the red, it doesn't say it's the red band version. I think it's just the trade paperback of the regular issues. 144 pages, $19.99. Wolverine, The Sabretooth War Omnibus is coming out, collecting Sabretooth 1 through 5, Sabretooth and the Exiles 1 through 5, and Wolverine 41 through 50. The book has 608 pages and retails for $100. X-Force by Benjamin Percy, Volume 4 is coming out. And this is the finale. This is wrapping up the rest of Benjamin Percy's run of X-Force. 328 pages, $75. From the world of DC Comics, we're getting 100 Bullets, Book 3. This is the 2025 edition. 528 pages, $39.99. We're also getting the Batman Superman World's Finest number 6, Impossible, coming out in a standard size hardcover and a trade paperback edition. They did this before, and it seems like DC is doing this again. Collecting Batman Superman World's Finest 26 through 31. And we're also getting the Flash Volume 3 as above, coming out that very same week. And that one is by Cy Spurrier and Ramon Perez, collecting issues 14 through 19. We are getting the Batman Detective Comics New 52 Omnibus, another New 52 era Omni coming out, collecting Detective Comics 0 through 26 and Detective Comics Annuals 1 and 2. This is, of course, by Tony S. Daniel and also James Tynion IV and Greg Hurwitz and Pere Perez are some of the creators behind this book. 1,048 pages, $125. Power Girl Volume 3, The Star, is coming out by Leah Williams and Adriana Mello. And this is 160 pages, $19.99. Superman The World by Dan Jurgens is coming out in a hardcover format, 216 pages, $24.99. And also, Superman Birthright, the DC Compact Edition, is coming out by Mark Waid and, of course, Lionel Francis Yu. And also taking the top billing, I'm so glad to see this, is Jerry Alangolan, who passed away. He was a Lionel Francis Yu's inker. Oh my gosh, I want to say in 2020. Lost him at such a young age. This is collecting the entirety of that miniseries, 312 pages, $9.99. Titans Volume 3, Hard Feelings by Tom Taylor and Lucas Meyer, collecting issues of Titans 16 through 20. And from Image Comics, we are getting Blood Squad 7, trade paperback Volume 2. And this is $12.99, collecting Blood Squad 7 Strike File 1 and Blood Squad 7 5 through 8. And guest appearances by Eric Larson, Super Patriot, and Jim Valentino's Shadowhawk in this book. We are also getting the Clementine Book 3 coming out from Image Comics. And also getting the complete Deadbone Erotica hardcover Omnibus. Now, this was one that was pushed back. My gosh, this was, I think it was supposed to come out last year, if I'm not mistaken. Gromit's trade paperback is coming out that very same week. And there is a direct market cover for that one. Local Man is coming out in a hardcover format. And that is a deluxe hardcover at that for $59.99. And we are also getting the Proof Compendium. That one was supposed to come out, I think, in April, but it looks like it got delayed all the way until June. And also getting the Savage Dragon Archives, Volume 11. So, continuing the archives, or I guess you could pick up the Savage Dragon Ultimate Editions. From the world of Dark Horse Comics, we're getting the Nightclub Volume 2. And this is by Mark Miller and Juan Ramirez, collecting Nightclub 2, 1 through 6, for mature audiences. 160 pages, $19.99. From the world of Boom Studios, we're getting the Heavy Vinyl Complete Collection. This actually made it on my Hidden Gems by Carly Ustin and Nina Vacueva and Irene Flores, collecting the entirety of Heavy Vinyl. $19.99, 224 pages. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, The Death Ranger is coming out, collecting Mighty Morphin 17 through 20, Power Rangers 17 through 20, and Power Rangers Unlimited Countdown to Ruin number 1. The book has 272 pages, $19.99. IDW is releasing Jack Kirby's Mr. Miracle Artist Edition coming out that week. And this book is 192 pages, $150. I know a lot of my viewers are super excited about that one there. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Volume 1. This is really cool. It is coming out in 2 different formats. So this is Volume 1, The New Era, by Jason Aaron. It's coming out in a standard trade paperback for $19.99. Artwork in here by folks like Rafael Albuquerque, Joel Jones, Cliff Chang, Derek Robertson. And the trade paperback is 176 pages, $19.99. The hardcover is 200 pages and $49.99. So it's got a little bit more pages, but it looks like it collects the same content, the first 6 issues of the series, but this has, or the deluxe edition has the extra back matter, like the series outline, the process pages, the ink pages, and a lot more. And again, that one is $49.99, while the trade is $19.99. It's also a deluxe edition, too. So it should match the IDW releases of Ninja Turtles that you have. If you haven't had a chance to read it, oh my gosh, it's a solid read. Regardless of which version you get, it is a solid read. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures is also coming out that week. And that is Volume 5, collecting issues 12 through 16 of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Saturday Morning Adventures. From the world of Dynamite, we are getting Darkwing Duck Omnibus Volume 1 that week. Oh man, this is the one that was kickstarted and coming out now for everybody through retailers, collecting the Disney Afternoon 1 through 10, the Darkwing Duck miniseries. This one is $69.99. Yeah, this stuff is the classic stuff. The Elvira in Horrorland hardcover is coming out that very same week. And that one is coming out in a trade paperback and a hardcover format, as well as the Elvira in Monsterland hardcover and trade paperback coming out that very same week. We are also getting the Elvira meets H.P. Lovecraft coming out in trade paperback. I do believe the hardcover came out of that miniseries already. Garbage Pail Kids Through Time hardcover is coming out. If you're a fan of those old trading cards, there's also a trade paperback. The trade paperback is $17.99. The hardcover is $19.99. Or no, the trade is $14.99. Sorry about that. Gargoyles Dark Ages is also coming out that very same week. There's a trade for $19.99. The hardcover is $24.99. There is Lilo and Stitch Volume 2. Ohana coming out that week, and I heard that movie was really good from people that went to watch it. I don't know. The trade of that is $14.99. The hardcover is $19.99. Pierce Brown, Red Rising Sun of Ares Omnibus. Again, one in hardcover and one in a trade paperback edition. The hardcover format is $59.99. The trade is $49.99. Samurai Sonya is also coming out that week, and that is only coming out in a trade paperback format by Jordan Clark, Pascal Calano, and Valentina Pinti, $19.99. From Titan Comics, we're getting Death Sentence, the complete collection. This is a hardcover. There's a regular edition by Martin Simmons, and then Death Sentence, the complete collection, hardcover, the direct market cover. This one's also supplied by Martin Simmons. Hagar the Horrible, the first 50 years hardcover, is coming out that very same week. From the world of manga, we're getting Alya Sometimes Hides Behind Her Feelings in Russian. So that is being published by the folks at Yen Press, and that is at volume 1, $15. Adam the Beginning, continuing the series, I guess the modernization of Astro Boy, or Adam Boy in Japan. But Astro Boy here in America. This is volume 11 of 14, $12.99, and that is being published by Titan. We are getting Black Blood coming out that very same week, and that is being published by the folks at Seven Seas Entertainment, $15.99. Breaker New Waves Omnibus is coming out that very same week. I do believe that they released, this is published by Ablaze, and Ablaze I think released like a original Breakers Omnibus that came out. Convenient Semi-Friend Volume 1 is coming out that very same week. And we're also getting the Cosmic Censorship coming out that week. And that is a Volume 1. And that is being published by the folks at Titan Manga. Osamu Tezuka's Ablaze Collected Edition box set is coming out that very same week from the folks at Ablaze. And this is $53 and gets you kind of caught up with all the books that they've been publishing. So it used to be like Vertical, and then of course before that we were getting things from Dark Horse. But yeah, these are now coming out in a collected edition box set. We're getting the Dara-san of Reiwa Volume 1 coming out that week from the folks at Yen Press, and that one's $15. And Dope Man Volume 2 coming out. That is not an NWA song. Dope Man, anyway. Dope Man is coming out that very same week, as well as the Haberdashery Ginmokusei Volume 1, and I know I just butchered that. I butchered that up. That is being published by Kuma. We're getting the Heroic Tale of the Villainous Prince Volume 1 coming out that very same week. And that is being published by the folks at Yen Press. We're getting the Himagasaki Sakurako is a Hot Mess Volume 1. And that is being published by the folks at Seven Seas Entertainment, $13.99. Hitman Stands Volume 1 is coming out that very same week, published by the folks at Yen Press. And I like that title. Isekai Samurai is coming out that very same week, and that is a Volume 1. We're also getting the Link Click hardcover, Volume 1 to 4 in a slipcase edition. And that is being published by the folks over at Aloha Comics. This is by Lee Howling, and this one retails for $89. More Than Married Couple But Not Lovers Volume 2 is coming out. And My Stepmom's Daughter Is My Ex Volume 2. Last month it was Mother's Day specials, and now it's all about stepdaughters. Anyway, My Stepmom's Daughter Is My Ex. What? It's so weird. Okay, Outsider, not shaming anybody. Outsiders Volume 1 is coming out that very same week, as well as Sweet Heat Before Falling in Love Volume 1 is coming out that very same week. And that is being published by Steamship. And we're also getting the Sword Art Online Unital Ring Volume 1 coming out. Wolf's Daughter, Werewolf's Tale Volume 1 coming out that week. Enough of vampires. we're moving on to the wolves. It is the era of wolves and moms for some reason. And also getting the Yan Volume 1 coming out that very same week. And that's being published by the folks at Titan Manga. From other publishers, we're kicking it off with Antarctic Press, the 40th anniversary trade paperback. This is by a lot of the creators that have 40 years. That is crazy. So in here, you're going to find, of course, the work of Fred Perry, Ben Dunn, Timothy Lim, Bill Williams, Matt Weldon. $24.99. Antarctic Press, man, that stuff brings back a lot of memories. Before we were getting manga translated over to America, we were getting things here from our Antarctic Press. Arcana Volume 1, The Lost Heirs, is also coming out that very same week. And that is being published by Faywell and Friends. This one is $19.99. Beyond Sight is coming out that very same week. And that is coming out in a hardcover format. We are getting the Psycho Cost Colossal Comics Compendium coming out that week. And that is a volume 1. Dino Poet is also coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks at Abrams Fanfare. We're getting the Fierce F.D. Up Fairy Tale of Fed Up Princess coming out that very same week. And Flash Gordon Classics Collection Hardcover Volume 4. That first one blew me away. I cannot wait to continue reading this. This is being published by the folks at Mad Cave. Ghost Agents Crimson Apocalypse is coming out that week. Published by the folks at Cosmic Lion Productions. That one is $20. And we're also getting Ghost Town, published by the folks at Abrams Fanfare for $14.99. That is a trade paperback. Go Berserk Volume 1 is coming out that very same week, as well as the Heaven Officials Blessings. This is a hardcover, and that is Volume 6 coming out that week from Aloha Comics. We're getting the Hilarious House of Frightenstein, Volume 1, Brucey size, digest size book. And we're getting the Idris File coming out in a hardcover format from the folks at Fantagraphics. And this one is $24.99. We're getting the Model 5 Murder coming out in a trade paperback format. Rick and Morty, the deluxe edition, is coming out. This is the double feature, Volume 5. And it is $59.99, published by Oni Press. And in here, you're going to find the work of Michael Morecci, Fred Stressing, Priscilla Tramontano, and Fred C. Stressing. Oh, wait, I already said that. Mark Ellerby. Collecting the miniseries Heart of Rickness and the Meeseeks miniseries 1 through 4. And this one is $59.99. We're getting the Sesame Street Grover Lends a Hand hardcover coming out that very same week. And that is a hardcover. And that one is being released by Oni Press. We're getting the Smurfs Tales box set 2 is coming out that very same week. And we're also getting the Synap trade paperback coming out that very same week, as well as The Wrestler coming out in a hardcover format, and that is being published by the folks at Fantagraphics. Love that cover right there. This is by John Ken Mortensen, and he wrote and drew it, $22.99. And we're also getting Three Thieves hardcover volume 2, signed of the Black Rock. And Wildcats Young Adult Volume 1 coming out that same week. Not to be confused with the Wildcats covered action team. Anyway, this is by Andrews McNeil, $12.99 for that book. We're getting the Black History from Ablaze. This is the collected set Volume 1, $51.99. F Your Brain graphic guide using science is coming out that very same week. and that is by Dr. Faith Harper, $16.99 from Microcosm Publishing. And George Romero's The Amusement Park coming out that very same week. And that wraps up the month and, of course, the last week of the month. So, if you're interested in purchasing any of these books, check out our sponsor, cheapgraphicnovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And those were the books that are coming out in the month of June of 2025. In the comments down below, let me know which ones you're picking up, which books you didn't even know were coming out you're definitely going to get. And of course, if you have any questions, leave them down below. Smash that like button on the way out. Everyone, stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.